This man went on a hike in the desert and took a picture in front of a boulder. Soon after, he was taken aback. Dirk, a 53-year-old man, likes to challenge himself to survive in the wild. His new goal is to spend a week in the Sonoran Desert in eastern Colorado. When he started this kind of adventure, his wife was always worried. He recognizes that this activity is very dangerous, especially if you are alone. You never know what will happen. But for Dirk, it's part of the adventure. Survival is nothing special until it becomes a real experience. Before we start, can we get this video to 1,000 likes? Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you don't think it's necessary, you won't be satisfied. When Dirk arrived in the desert, he brought a few things with him: water, a camping tent, a knife, a survival kit, and a few shirts. In the desert, he stopped his car and prepared to enter nature. He took out all the things he needed and put them in his rucksack. Then, Dirk decided to leave the phone. Without the phone, I would have had a real survival experience. Yuzhong Yao used a disposable camera to record this trip. When he put his phone in the glove box, he wondered if his wife would agree. If he finds out, he will kill him. Dirk goes to the desert. After about 2 hours until sunset, he moved to a place to put his tent. There were several signs around the canal that read, "Don't go into the desert alone." Dirk just ignored the canal. After a few kilometers, without further warning, she was completely alone, with nowhere to go. He saw a huge rock, perfect for a tent. No wind, the tent won't fall down. It arrived before sunset, so Dirk set up his tent and started a small bonfire. When it got dark, Dirk decided to take a nap early. He was sleeping well, but it was in the middle of the night when he suddenly woke up, because an unpleasant voice deeply frightened him. Dirk got up and heard a sound in the distance. They were screaming strangely, and they seemed to be made by people. And they became louder and louder. Suddenly, his quest for survival became less interesting. He wanted to go out and take a look, but he decided to stay in the sleeping bag, hoping that the sound would be quiet soon. The sound of the machine got closer and closer, so he decided to watch carefully. Dirk took a slow look around. He saw nothing but darkness, so he decided to stay on the rock and continue to observe. Dirk picked up the flashlight and climbed up the rock. It was dark, so he walked carefully step by step. You must take a few steps to get there first, and you can look down from the top to the other side. When he reached the top of the mountain, he looked at Kadu and immediately frightened his relatives. Let's quickly turn off the flashlight. Suddenly, Dirk felt a chill all over his body. What are you watching? Which one would be on this barren land? Dirk hid behind a rock, just above the top of the mountain. He took a sneak peek and saw a car getting closer and closer. About 200 meters in front of the rock, the car stopped and fell. Slowly, it started getting brighter and brighter. Two men holding their flashlights out in the car. They walked to the back of a lorry with the rear open. One of them put a large briefcase on the floor. It looks like a box. After placing the box on the floor, they walked towards the living rock. They stopped low about 100 meters in front of Dirk. Dirk then noticed that one of the two was holding a gun. Suddenly, their flashlights turned in Dirk's direction. One of the men was heard shouting, "Hey, get out!" Terrified, Dirk immediately hid behind the rock, hoping to avoid it. Every minute feels like a clock. He's waiting for something to happen. His wife is so sweet. What do I go to the desert without my cell phone? He couldn't wait to hug him again, knowing that everything was fine. Dirk began to sip slowly. The men kept repeating and began shouting, "Hey, are you on the edge?" Dirk realized it was only a matter of time before they got to their tent. Just when he was about to fall into the water, there was a third sound. The voice came from behind the mountain, but not from the ground, but from above. The third sound responded to the man's shouting, and he heard it. They replied, "Yes, sir. Get in the car and leave." Dirk climbed the rock again, to the top of the mountain. Don't see the car. He looked around. There is no one on the coast. Curly descended from the mountain and walked towards the tent. Kijijin escaped. It took him a long time to find his way back, but his faithful compass led him in the right direction. He got to his car and drove back to the house. When he returned to the house, he went straight to his wife's room. Dirk hugged him and assured him that he would never go on a survival trip in the future. A few days later, Dirk was thinking about what happened in the desert. He can't forget. Suddenly, his wife snorted. He posted a photo of the disposable camera. Dirk was so excited that he immediately went to watch it. When he saw the photo he took in front of the rock, he paused and said, "Sweetheart, call the police." In the photo taken in front of the rock, a cave can be seen. When Dirk looked closely, he saw a small lamp attached to his face. Kai looked like a hiding place. He will meet the police, and 2 days later, he will become a hero. They catch the drug dealer Comadres, who escaped from prison 2 months ago. All thanks to the clues in the photo. The best thing about Dirk was that he was rewarded with hundreds of thousands of dollars for his golden feet. Dirk is a hero and Jayak is rich. Message words: the unsung hero catches the drug dealer.